YouTube. How's it going? You good? We're gonna have a quick intro to this. I'm just gonna quickly go through why I'm making this video. Basically, I was sick of seeing the comments of, firstly, the RTX 3060 can't ray trace. Yeah, right. We'll see. Secondly, ray tracing is pointless. You can't really, it doesn't really make any real difference, and you lose half your FPS. We're gonna have to see the actual impact on what it does. Also, the age-old comment from every AMD fanboy out there of DLSS is trash. It looks like crap. It's nothing like native. Don't know what you're talking about, right? So I'm gonna try and sort of also explain why some creators might view DLSS quality in 1440p and think I struggle to see the difference between that and native, or because of obviously the sharpening from DLAA, from the anti-aliasing, it can look a little bit cleaner, and it can. But we're gonna, firstly, to anyone going, oh well, yeah, but DLSS has got the transfer model now. We're not using the transfer model in this particular title. I personally believe that the CNN model is better. So we're going to be looking at that. I've basically set up a side-by-side in Doom Eternal. We're using the Mars core level, as I said. I've basically set up a side-by-side between native 1440p with maxed out everything, minus motion blur, film grain, depth of field, the things I don't like, but literally everything else is on. Chromatic abrasion, the indirect occlusion, all of that's on, literally maxed out. I'll have the settings listed up. You're quite welcome to pause it at any point. Both of them, I'll run both settings through, and then we'll do a side-by-side, but it's between native maxed settings and my optimized for RT settings with DLSS quality, and all of the footage is at 1440p, and you will be, hopefully, everybody pray to the gods of YouTube compression. Pray to them all. We need good YouTube compression on this one, so that you guys can see the difference between the two. But everybody, hands together now. Pray, say, YouTube compression gods, we love you so dearly. Please be good to us on this video. Anyways, should we have a look what's going on? Alright, okay guys, like I said, I've got the settings for both sides running right now. You feel free to pause them and have a look, but basically everything on the left is native max settings, and on the right are my optimized settings for RT. YouTube, like and subscribe. Thank you. Right, so we're dropping in now. Remember, on the left, this is literally the best that the game can look at 1440p. Yes, we're on a 3060, but we're at over 100 FPS, and it's max settings. It can't look any better regardless of the game. Whereas over on the optimized settings for RT, you can see that the impact on the FPS is nowhere near as big, and it does show quite clearly the big impact in this game from the RT, and that is the floor reflections. I mean, yes, all glass and stuff has a better reflection and more realistic reflection, but the thing that makes the big impact is that floor reflections, because that allows all different enemies to interact with the floor a bit more. There's more glow from an enemy. Look at his visor there, you can see yourself rather than you can't. You can see on the floor of the lift here where the fake reflections are. You can see the sort of crappy shading you're getting from those indirect occlusion, which is exactly why I don't use it. Plus the RT reflections kind of give that similar effect. But as you can see, we've got DLSS running on the right hand side here, and as long as the YouTube compression gods are being nice to us, you should be able to see that there is literally zero real difference between the clarity between the two. If anything, the game actually runs smoother on the DLSS side, and you're getting an average of what, 115 to 120. The 1% lows are basically the same on both sides. So yeah, you do get a bit more FPS on the Rasta side, but to be fair, there's no real, I don't see any real clarity difference between the two here. And my settings, I suppose this also points out how optimized my settings really are. They are designed to make, I use settings that are going to make the RT stand out, look its best, shall we say, and still offer you decent performance and not really impact the visuals of the game in any deep fashion. And I feel like this is proving that is the case. You know, the games basically look very, very similar. You're just getting better reflections and better floor reflections. But you'll see now, not on this bit, as we jump into the next section, where we take on the big dude. You'll see there's far more interaction with the environment on the RT side. And again, like I'm saying, I mean, really, we're losing like 20 FPS here, guys. Like literally losing 20 FPS. I mean, like I said, you'll see here that the enemies, that the glow from the enemies and stuff on the surrounding area is far more impactful on the RT side. It does make a good amount of difference to the game if it's set up right. Like if you just completely max everything out, you're gonna have stupid impact from performance and stuff, because the game is trying to run everything that's happening over on the left hand side and then painting some fucking RT on the right on top, whereas it shouldn't be doing that. Like, you know, my settings are basically designed to give you the best of both worlds. So you get those RT reflections, you get the game looking awesome, you get the game playing awesome. I mean, the game plays brilliantly here, and we're really losing like 10 to 20 FPS at any real given moment against like maxed out native, which is basically how I would play it. If I wasn't playing with RT, I'd be playing the maxed out native, you know? And remember, from a previous video, we know that the CNN model adds about 20 FPS to native 1440p in this game. So in this game, if you just played native, you didn't want to use DLSS, not that it makes a blind bit of difference here, as you can see. If you wanted to go native and use the RT, you're losing what, 25% of your performance? It's not half, is it? It's 25%. It's going to be like 40 FPS. So you're going to be in the hundreds when the DLSS side here is showing 120. It's going to be 100-ish, and so yeah, you're going to lose 40 FPS in this game going native RT if you use my settings. If you max everything out, you get like half your frame rate. But why bother? I'm literally, my settings here, I'm showing you that it doesn't, like, basically my settings gives you the native look but with RT reflections. So it's like, why not use them, you know? To me, if you haven't played this game with RT on, do it. If you've got an RTX card, 3060 or up, you're gonna need what, 10 gigs of VRAM. I bet this looks sick on a 3080 10 gig, like 3080 10 gig with these settings. You're gonna be pushing like 200 odd FPS with RT reflections and stuff, looking absolutely awesome. But yeah, no, guys, check out my other video. I'll link it. I'll put it in the. I'll put a link in the description to this video for the settings video. But as you can see, like, there's very real little difference between DLSS and quality and native at 1440p. You can see there's very little difference in the performance between my optimized settings for RT and native maxed out, which is what you would use, because basically all the stuff that I've turned off on the Rasta side is the stuff that is added to give the impression of RT. Give the impression of those reflections and the highlights and stuff on things. Like, that's the stuff that I've turned off. That's why I call the settings optimized for RT. Like, the bits that I've turned off are the stuff that the game is trying to do to give the impression of RT, and it does a very good job. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're not really missing out on a great deal just playing it with max raster. But, you know, those gun reflections look a little bit better. The environment reflections look a little bit better. Those floor reflections are a big impact. They're the big thing for me. The floor, the reflections in the floor, they're the thing that really impact it all for me. I don't know what I was doing here on the Rasta side. I just like jump away from it. I fell off then. Oh. Anyways, as you can see in this tunnel, there's still, like, you know, the clarity's there, the crispness of the images there, all the glow. I mean, it is a little bit more glowy on the RT side, I have to say, like, but it still looks good on the Rasta side. Like, I think this kind of shows that yes, they are similar in appearance, but it is noticeable. It is a noticeable difference, the RT in this game. The reflections, they did a really good job. I mean, they literally added stuff. They added floor panels in, they added extra blood splatter in places and stuff for the RT. So, like, if you want to see the game at its max, you turn the RT on, because why not have those reflections in it? But yeah, you can see here that even the old CNN model, DLSS quality, up against native at 1440p, they look extraordinarily similar. Again, the difference in shading there is that those are, what is it? Indirect occlusions or direct occlusions, or it's that bit. That's what that extra shading is on the gun. But at that point, it maybe looks a little bit better. But every other time that you see that big fucking cannon in the background, it looks better when they're not on. But yeah, I suppose you can make your own decision on it, guys. Me personally, I'm always gonna choose to play this game with RT on. I always use these settings because, like, it would be crazy not to. But you know, you're not losing out either way that you play it. Like, it's no massive impact that, like, you know, like all the AMD bros are losing out so majorly because they haven't got an RTX card. It's not the case, like. But the fact of the matter is, it does look better. It does. So if you've got an RTX card, turn on them RT, go check out my settings, try them out, and have fun. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Love you, bye.